And also in our news, as officials from around the world gathered in Cuba to pay their respects to the late President Fidel Castro, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, as CARICOM's present chairman, offered a tribute to the man he called a friend. Skerrit referred to Castro as a trailblazer, one of the iconic political giants of the second half of the 20th century, alongside Yasser Arafat and Nelson Mandela.
The pages of history record that in every century there has emerged at least one larger-than-life personality who captures the imagination and attention of the world, if only for the unique boldness in pursuing the extraordinary and for the shockwaves they generate in confronting oppression and the established order.
Las páginas de la historia consignan que en cada siglo nace por lo menos una personalidad que trasciende a la vida y capta la imaginación y la atención del mundo por su singular arrojo en la consecución de lo extraordinario y por las ondas de choque que su quehacer genera al combatir la opresión y el orden establecido.
Fidel Castro, the acknowledged leader of the Cuban Revolution, was one such person.
And Skerrit recalled that the relationship between Cuba and CARICOM has spanned many years.
The Caribbean community, CARICOM, recalls with pride that it was 4 of our member states who rallied together in 1972 to break the diplomatic isolation of Cuba in this hemisphere. He was a true friend, reaching out to newly independent countries across Latin America and the Caribbean to assist in areas where Cuba was relatively strong.
Fidel fue un amigo de verdad. Extendió su mano a los países recién independizados de la América Latina y el Caribe, a los cuales ayudó en las esferas en las que Cuba ya tenía una relativa fuerza.
This was especially evident in the training of medical doctors and other healthcare workers, and the granting of scholarships in other disciplines.
Ello fue en especial evidente en la formación de médicos y otros profesionales de la salud y en el otorgamiento de becas para el estudio de otras disciplinas.
CARICOM will be forever grateful to Fidel and you, the Cuban people, for the great sacrifices you have made against great adversity in annually sustaining the training of our professionals for decades on both a bilateral and multilateral basis.
And Skerrit also emphasized that he has lost a treasured personal friend in the late revolutionary leader.
As for me, I have lost a friend and a great teacher, a man who had a genuine interest in the peculiar challenges besetting small island states and who readily assisted, not only in thought and talk, but in deed. The Commonwealth of Dominica shall, at the appropriate time, act decisively to ensure that his contribution to our island and region, and indeed to humanity, is memorialized for the enlightenment of future generations. Rest, my brother, rest peacefully.
Hermano mío,
The Prime Minister stated that he can say without the fear of contradictions that health systems in many countries would be the poorer if not for the vision and contribution of Fidel Castro. Castro was awarded with the highest CARICOM honor back in 2008, the Order of Caribbean Community, and remains the only non-CARICOM citizen to have received that award. And stay